What's going on, Philadelphia Eagles fans? It's your boy Philly Day One. And Jalen Hurts was in Temple University. He had a workout he had with um, Devontae Smith. He had a workout with an up and coming guy in the draft, 6'4", 210 pounds. Kaijin Wang, Holloway. He had him, and they worked out with him. What was interesting to see is he worked out with quarterbacks, old quarterbacks, ex quarterbacks coach Scott Leffler, and Jalen spoke very highly of Scott Leffler before him moving on to another journey because he's not the quarterback coach of the Philadelphia Eagles right now. But Jalen was able to get some work with him, and he spoke very, very highly of Scott Leffler while he was with us. I don't know what I feel like, and we're gonna get into this a little later on in the video. The issue wasn't the quarterback coach. The issue wasn't, well, it was kind of the play caller. The issue wasn't really with Jalen Hurts. Um, I have a theory in what might be going on as far as the passing game and why is it so stagnant at times. And it's been like that for several seasons now. We're going to talk about that later on in the video. We also going to talk about AJ Brown. With all the trade rumors going around, Nick Foles is somebody who's kind of like, I think he feels like AJ Brown is really on AJ Brown, whether he want to be a Philadelphia Eagle or not. And I'm starting to believe him at the same point. And I believe this is the reason for why. We have a video showing how how AJ Brown interacts with some people on the Philadelphia Eagles, man, and it just don't look good. The body language of the interactions between the two just do not look good, and that could be the issue, the primary issue for why it's hard to play. And outside of that, man, wow, he should stay. This system should be so great for AJ Brown, especially for AJ Brown. Now, here's my thing. A lot of people are talking. Everybody I talk to about the issues with AJ Brown, they want him gone. They tired. They think he's toxic. There's not another player nowhere near close to the talent of AJ Brown. We don't have Randy Mosses. We don't have TOs. Not in not in this game. Not in this current game. We don't have Randy Mosses. We don't have TOs. We don't have Jerry Rices. We just don't have those guys in this game today. Chad Johnsons. We do kind of got a Chad Johnson, but like the primo, upper echelon wide receivers. The closest thing to those wide receivers are Jamar Chase, AJ Browns. Who else we got? Justin Jefferson. I guess we got to throw Jackson Smith and Jigma in there. I don't see him as that polarizing wide receiver. Right now, he's like when Doug Baldwin was getting some work in. He might be like a 2.0, Doug Baldwin 2.0, in my opinion. I don't think he's such a game changer, wreck the whole game type guy. You got some Larry Fitzgeralds out here. You don't have no Julio Joneses. There's no Julio Joneses. There's no Calvin Johnsons. Like these guys here, the closest thing we have is DK Metcalf. And that's putting a lot on DK Metcalf because he can't run routes. But you got AJ Brown. AJ Brown is a top echelon wide receiver. The tippy top. I'm not looking at no stats, nothing. I'm just looking straight off the eye test. Everything that he can do, there's not many wide receivers that's going to be able to do it. There's not any wide receivers coming out of the draft that's going to be able to do it. That being said, we want him here. Nick Foles is going to explain to you why he should be here. Now, on the other end, if he leaves, Devontae Smith can most definitely make the plays necessary to keep this offense very dangerous. But Devontae Smith can't do the things that AJ Brown can do, and vice versa. AJ Brown can't do some of the things that Devontae Smith can do. But with the offense that we're going to run, it's going to very much suit A.J. Brown. I would like to see him stay. If he don't want to be here, I would like to see him go. So, with all that being said, let's get into the All right, we're gonna get straight up in it. Jalen Hurts saw working out with Scott Leffler. Scott Leffler is a quarterback coach. He's a proven quarterback coach who used to be with the Philadelphia Eagles, and he was getting some work in. I think Jalen Hurts understand this can be his very big year. With the coaching, the philosophies that have been said, everybody is feeling this philosophy. Everybody is feeling the coaching that's coming in. Everybody. The only people that I worry about when it comes to the system that is being brought into this team is Nick Sirianni. I know when Nick Sirianni came in the very first year, it was okay. It was okay. Nobody knew what he wanted to do, and he was able to get a couple of games just because nobody knew what he wanted to do. That second year, we kind of got really, really good. We got like night over day good. Offense did not look the same as what Nick Sirianni wanted to run. But if you remember, that first year, he had Shane Steichen with him that first year, and they were doing offensive coordinator together. Like Nick Sirianni was helping with the offensive planning, and we kind of struggled to get wins then. Our passing game went great. We didn't have a lot of stars, but we had some guys. We go to the next year, a year where we just get Devontae Smith, we get A.J. Brown, and Shane Steichen takes over full control of offensive coordinator. I think everybody remember this. Full control. I think it was something about, oh man, with the way the offense is going of recent, we're all going to get fired anyway. And I think that was something that Nick Sirianni and the coaching staff was talking about. And Shane Steichen was like, well, since we all going to get fired, let me run the offense how I want to run the offense. And at that point, he became the only person running the offense. Nick Sirianni had nothing to do with that offense in 2022. And we ran off so many games. We was high, some of the highest passing yards of Jalen Hurts' career. Nick Sirianni his hand has been in each offense since then. The primary thing to me is every time that Nick puts his hand in the offense, it struggles to be good. No matter who it is that we have as personnel for the offense, we struggle. And A.J. Brown is not saying that, but if you look at this video that I'm about to show, it seems as if he's tired of it. We're going to run the clip.
You get rid of the 70-yard touchdown. I know that's like, you don't get rid of the 70-yard touchdown. But even with, let's put it this way, even with the 70-yard touchdown, only 272, without the turnovers, this game is a blowout. So the defense, some improvements from what was going on. And end the losing streak.
Look at the way that he looks at Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni is the kind of coach, he don't care how we get it done, as long as we win. There could be clear problems on that team. He is not the kind of coach that fixes problems and we be better. Every team that we come out with every year, when we notice big time problems, if it ain't roster move problems, we continue to do the same problems throughout the whole year. It's just who we are. It does not change. We do the same thing all year long. The Brian Johnson thing, we started off so hot. You know what I'm saying? And then we collapse at the end of the year. We had always had the same problems. And Nick Sirianni cannot align the ship. Now, there is something to say. He gets wins. He gets wins. You get that. I get that. This is a coach who gets wins. A quarterback and a coach, your stats is mainly how much you win. And they win a lot. They win a lot. Together, they win a lot. But we notice when our team is crippled or we're having a problem on the end. And A.J. Brown knows it too. Those guys know it too. So for us to ask Jalen Hurts to right the ship in something that the head coach should be doing is just, I think it's asking a lot. It's asking a lot. We want them to throw for 3,000 yards, run for an extra 9 or 800 yards. You want them to do all this. And then in all of that, you want him to right the wrongs of what's going on the offense. Not fair. It's not fair. Nick Sirianni has got to get his hand up out of any play calling, any putting together a scheme of offenses because he can't do it. And instead of accepting that, he wanted all this wide receiver screens and stuff like that. You know, you can come up with better ways to get guys open. And Nick Sirianni is stuck on this way of how to play football. If you look at Kellen Moore, if you look down at in New Orleans, the way they ran their offense, it did not look like how we ran our offense. The guy that Kellen Moore got the guys down there who's, you know, in New Orleans, that is not the way we ran our offense. Every year we had a different offensive coach. We had a different offensive coordinator, but we kind of ran the same offense. The offense looked the same every year, even last year. So even when Kevin Patula put his little twitches and stuff in there, you know, those were things, but outside of his twitches, it was the same offense we had been running. Devontae Smith said it. Nothing's really changed. And it's because of Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni is a great motivator. People respect him in the building, but just keep your hands out the offense. Let's get back to A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown, this is going to benefit him to play in this system. And I'm going to have Nick Foles break it down to you.
AJ is, with Sean Mannion coming in, the offense he's going to run, it's perfect for him. Because they're going to be a run. He was amazing in Tennessee.
You think it's perfect for AJ?
I think it's great. Big body receiver. And the reason I say that is they're going to be a run first, really like a lot of under center, play action, sort of look up, hit like a bang 8 post sort of thing. A lot like what he did with Ryan Tannehill with the Tennessee Titans. You know, they were a run first team. Ryan was really great off the play action. And there was, you know, they had to load the box because of Derrick Henry. And, you know, you got Saquon Barkley, and then all of a sudden you're just one-on-one with the corner because everyone's stepping up for the run support. It's one-on-one on a 5-step post route, a comeback route, all those things off play action, you know, a deep post. It's going to fit him really well with what Sean's bringing in. It's going to, you know, he's going to have air. He's going to have room to run once he catches it because everyone's going to be playing the run with what they're doing with the motions and the jet motions and stuff like that. They're going to run bootlegs. They run a lot of bootlegs. They're going to be doing that. So I think
if you get any inkling to this video, A.J. Brown, please, I'm asking you to ignore the Nick Sirianni stuff. And this offense is going to be, it's tailor-made for you. You one-on-ones, a guy got to tackle you one-on-one. You know what, unless it's a shoestring tackle and you slip and fall. And we're not mad at that. But how often is that going to happen? You're going to have a lot of work. You're going to give a lot of guys work because nobody wants to tackle you at the cornerback position. Most people don't want to tackle you at the linebacker position. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you getting that getting in some open field one-on-one with a man, if you don't beat him just off the route, you can probably beat him on with yards after the catch. You know, so I can see this being beautiful. And I kind of don't know where Devontae Smith might fit in. He might have to take another step back to and just get whatever's coming up. You know what I'm saying? So I hate it for Devontae Smith because, like I said, Devontae Smith can be a number one. It's just, you know what I'm saying? We're not better without A.J. Brown. Let's not even act like that. We're not better without A.J. Brown. With two number ones, we are juggernaut offense. With one number one, depending on how the planning is, we can still be pretty good. But we ain't better without A.J. Brown. Not even close. That is all I got, man. Like, comment, subscribe, turn some post notifications on so y'all stop missing these videos. And we out. Let's go, Birds.